Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Lift off and the clock has started.
But it doesn't mean that we can't conspire against you, Caleb.
No, I did control myself and limit myself to not adding a ska song, even though I really wanted to.
There was still a ska song.
I was gonna say, yeah. Somebody got it covered there.
Well, yeah, that's the only reason I didn't. I didn't want to over ska us again.
I mean, we were just saying this,
ska.
but to just say to say the first thing about this playlist, this was honestly worse than the last one, The Anger Leads to Hate for Me.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say right now, I fucking hated this playlist.
Oh my god, dude!
I thought there were some things that you would enjoy, sir.
Yeah,
I did too. I did not see that.
we'll see.
I knew at least one of them wasn't going to be a winner with you, but contrary to that, like opposite end of that, like I actually I really dug it. I found myself listening to it a few more times than I probably listened to some of the other ones. I liked that there wasn't very much chanting in this one. I'm just gonna say
That was a plus.
Also, I was surprised at the lack of EDM, which was like, I'm not, I don't know.
I mean, I could have done a whole EDM covers list. I mean, there is so much out there, but I figured to veer away from that.
Well, I think we hit some pretty good notes, and I think, I say we just jump in. First up is Jameson. You picked a really fucking killer cover of "Us and Them" by Between the Buried and Me.
Yeah, so Between the Buried and Me is, I mean, just such a fucking phenomenal band. I mean, and this album specifically is called The Anatomy of, and it was a real turning point for the band. Like prior to this, they had they had 3 albums before this, self-titled one, and Silent Circus and Alaska, and they were all more on the death metal and really heavy scale. And then they did this album, Anatomy of, that's just all covers, and they really showed a huge shift. And then they went into Colors and a lot of stuff that they totally changed their sound, where they still had really heavy music but also showed some really crazy technical abilities. So anyways, on this song, this is Us and Them, which is a Pink Floyd cover. I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan, and I feel like this one really did the source material a lot of justice, but also put their flavor in it as well.
Yeah, I agree, man. It hits so many great notes from the Floyd song itself, and then you're right, it just has enough of that Between the Buried, it just has enough pepper from them where you want it. But yeah, I really dug this. This was a top one for me. But Nick, what about you, man? How'd you feel about this one?
So I wasn't actually aware that this album existed, but I really started to enjoy Between the Buried and Me right when Jameson said Colors came out. And I remember being fucking pissed because we had to make these little collages in some class, and he got the front side of the Covers album to put on his little collage thing, and I had to get the back side. And that was a good memory. That's a really great album.
It's a collage memory.
There's a very sudden collage memory that I just had. But this band is fantastic. If you haven't checked them out before, definitely check them out. But this cover, I think, doesn't really live up to my expectations of Between the Buried and Me. When I heard this, I was like, shit, this is a really good cover of a Pink Floyd song, but I don't think there's enough Between the Buried and Me in it. I want more.
Yeah, they
Gritty.
definitely went more towards the source material than the Between the Buried and Me aspect.
Oh yeah, it's a very faithful cover, and it's very excellently done. I wanted a little more spice. A little more spice at the between the buried and me.
Fair enough. I think there's just enough searches, but I understand that because it is very like it does like a really good job paying tribute. I'd say. Dusty, what about you, man?
Yeah, it sounds just like the original. There's a little bit more fuzz to some of the guitars and stuff. So it's kind of, that cover style, but it's very tough to differentiate the two, especially his voice is very, very similar to David Gilmour's. And they nailed it with like the saxophone and everything, but I thoroughly enjoyed this cover.
Caleb, did you hate this one?
Oh no, I like Pink Floyd, and I love Between the Buried and Me. I will correct Jameson as the metal grandpa here. Between the Buried and Me is prog metal and or prog rock, especially later on. Not death metal. How dare you? But there is elements of death metal.
I mean, go back to Silent Circus and listen to Mordecai.
Okay, their first albums.
There's some of that for sure, but like Alaska, that's when they're like, okay, it's prog metal now for sure.
And
that aside,
Selkies is when the game changed. Man.
Yeah, Selkies is just like, oh fuck, that's such a great song.
Between Selkies and like Devin Townsend at the time, like that's what made me be like, okay, yeah, I like metal now. Like I like the screaming, and so yeah, Between the Buried and Me is incredible. They've just got better and better and more interesting. This isn't my favorite cover on that album. Like I was gonna put Cemetery Gates because I think it's better than the original.
That was my second choice. Yeah.
I saw this as like, okay, we got that covered. We'll talk about it. But yeah, it would have been cool if they kind of made it their own. But as far as like, I mean, a cover can either be like this, like I did it the way it was done and I did it right, or I made it my own and it's its own cool thing, or it just gets completely ruined. And they nailed the original. I think it's a great song.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like we'll have to like do a list that I don't know. We'll have to do something that like when we do like a metal list or something, throw on some like we'll have to like throw on a couple Between the Buried and Me tracks just to talk about them some more. And they're in their element, I think, because like you guys said, like I don't know, like they're interesting because like it's sometimes I feel like it's so rare to watch a band like evolve their sound successfully over time, because there's so much pressure, I think, to stay the same. Like people inherently, I think they want that thing that sounds familiar to them, and when you make an album that sounds different, it's like really hard to digest sometimes. But I don't know. Yeah, we could wax about them, but I want to get to the next song because the next song is perhaps, in my opinion, it pays tribute, but it's so much better than the original in a lot of ways. Motherfucking Holy Diver by Killswitch Engage. Caleb, you had to throw it on here.
I did.
Appreciate you doing it. Tell us about it.
So I was a little reticent because I'm pretty sure I think I added this to one of my playlists from, podcasts ago, but it's that good. Like you said, like I love Dio. Dio's amazing. He's a tiny, powerful dude. Rest in peace, Dio. But I also love Killswitch, especially the Howard iteration. And this song, they made it their own, but they still like towed the line and like, yep, it's Holy Diver. But god damn, it's so good. Like it's one of my favorite Killswitch songs, which is kind of, because it is their song. Like they did make it their own. That solo is a face melter. Howard's amazing. I don't know why anyone wouldn't like this song.
Dude, I'm fucking with you. Howard, like the Howard era of Killswitch Engage is the era for me, but this track like epitomizes that for me in a lot of ways. Like his vocals are so fucking awesome. And that's the thing about this cover. Like it blows the original like away in a lot of aspects, but it's like I feel like Dio and like that crew could be proud of that in a lot of ways because it just gets heavier and harder with their evolution of it. And like that's what this song's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be like this fucking like headbanger. And so it thrashes, man.
an honorable mention to the music video, because they could have just made another metalcore video, but it is so hilarious. There's like a wizard and Howard's a blacksmith, and like it's just redonkulous, but it's so good. I went back and watched it again.
The knight, there's a princess,
worth it.
the king is eating chicken the whole time.
As he should.
Maybe should. Jameson, how do you feel about this song, man?
I feel like this is one of the few songs that does like eclipse its source material. Like it's there's not many out there that do. So many like just give you a fresh take on what their source material is, but this is just something totally different, and it's I think probably every single one of us thought about putting this as one of their songs. I almost did, and I was like, I'll leave it for one of the other guys. I got some other choices, but Howard's vocals are just so powerful and epic. It's a great song start to finish.
Yeah, dude. Dusty, how do you feel about this Holy Diver?
One of the same sentiments as everybody else. It's a very nostalgic song for me as well. Being back to being in the back of Rex's truck, driving around.
Yeah.
Back when this first came out. And then listening to, what was the other big album before this with the End of Heartache and all that on there? Was it just called The End of Heartache?
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like this is just a single on its own a little bit after that. So it's like they're already kind of in their peak popularity, and then that just kind of pushed them through. I was very disappointed when they didn't play this at Warped Tour that year. So I was really hoping they would, but didn't quite. But no, it's a solid song, and it's one of those where it's like I like it more than the original.
Yeah,
so
I feel you. Hey Dusty, just real quick, I'm gonna cut this part, but it's like kind of like I think it's like your mic's like rustling.
Yeah, you're fondling it, and we can hear it. It's just rumbling.
It's fondling those balls.
You have to wait for the Dix brothers. Okay,
you gotta get yourself a little fidget toy like I do, and then also try to make sure it's not a knife, so that you're not just bleeding through the podcast.
Did you do that?
Yeah,
I do that all the time. I pick up my nails now. Shit. I'm like, oh my god,
it's better now.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's totally good.
I just flick my tongue and make faces. It helps.
That's the thing you can do.
All right. So I'm just gonna say, like, I'm just edit that out. But bouncing off of Dusty, I'm gonna like Jameson. How about you, man? Like, oh wait, no, we already covered Jameson.
Nick,
we're just on Flan.
I'm up next, but I mean, everyone
Flan.
always.
How about you?
Everyone already voiced all my sentiments, but I think I like the part that Jameson said the best, where you said that it eclipses the original work by adding so much of its own flavor to it, while still being very faithful to the original, which I think. I mean, I'm in agreement with all you guys. I think this is an all-time great cover, and it's probably going to remain up at the top of all-time great covers, like probably at some point next to All Along the Watchtower.
Oh,
Dude, yeah.
It was so hard not to add that, but I was like, it's a bit played out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout outs, but played out. Well, that takes us to Dusty, one of your picks, which is I like this track. You picked Death Cab for Cutie's cover of King of Carrot Flowers Part 1 by Neutral Milk.
Mm-hmm. Classic song. This song came out, I think, early 2021. They released this EP for when basically Georgia was turned to a blue state, part of the election.
Yeah,
I think the album's like EP
that's
is
what
called
the
For Georgia. And there's a bunch of cover songs on this. Like one of them is TLC's "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls."
Oh no!
Which I almost chose, but I thought this cover was better because it's pretty true to the original. Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite Neutral Milk songs off of one of the best indie albums probably of all time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a solid one. Got a little Death Cab in there, so.
Yeah, man, I really liked this. Like, I love the Neutral Milk Hotel song, but it was just like just enough Death Cab kind of influence on this. Things were a little like more elongated. There's like a little more string work and stuff. But but it was like I don't know. I just really liked this cover. Like I just sunk right into it, and it just like it reminded me. I got the same feeling in my cockles that I do when I get listen to the Neutral Milk Hotel song. So it just makes you feel warm inside, takes you back to that spot. But Caleb's face there. Oh my God.
This is grimacing at your cockles.
Hey, don't grimace at my cockles. My cockles are my own.
Too bad. That happened. Well, about the song, I've never heard this song one way or the other. I know who Neutral Milk Hotel, is that correct?
It's a place you stay at. Actually, it's just
place. I'm familiar with this band, this place, this establishment, and I've heard a little bit of Death Cab. I don't like either of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not bad. Like it's not a gavel. We can save the gavel.
Oh wow.
But like it reminds me of like I feel like I'm just at like the Pawnee, Indiana Harvest Festival listening to a band or something. And that's fine.
That sounds great. Yeah.
The 12 string's nice, but this is not my steez. Yeah.
Well, I feel like that was I'm just surprised it wasn't a gavel, honestly.
It was a 4 out of 8.
50%.
Nick, how about you, man?
Still enough.
How'd you feel about this Death Cab cover?
I was not aware that this was a Neutral Milk Hotel cover. I don't think I've ever heard one of their songs before, honestly.
Christ.
I'm sorry, man. I literally only heard their name in an episode of Parks and Rec, and at that time I wasn't sure if it was a real band or not. It sounded fake.
Well, that's fine.
But as for the cover, it's a fine song, but it was a guy with an acoustic guitar singing about flowers, and I just didn't give a shit. That was some John Denver nonsense, man. No. It's not a gavel. It's
okay,
just...
I take it back.
There's nothing wrong with John Denver.
There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't have an interest in it. So
That John Denver's full of shit, man.
I love John Denver. You may not know this, but Mile High Johnny is my dude.
No, there is some cool John Denver songs.
You're the most absolute bizarre person on this council to love
Go
John
fuck
Denver.
yourself.
No, it's a juxtaposition. That's what it is.
Yeah, life is full of them. It's fun.
Well, J-Mo, how about you, man? How'd you feel about this cover from Death Cab?
So before I get into this, I would just like to apologize to the Corn Dogs real quick because I worked a 19-hour shift yesterday and then got up at I got off at 1 a.m. yesterday and then got back up at 5 a.m. and went back to work at 5:30. So I'm not at the top of my game, but I've had several seltzers, so I'm lubricated into it. So on this song specifically, I think I have to go with Caleb and Nick because I've never listened to Neutral Milk Hotel, and I've heard Dusty, Jared, and Scott Weiss through years telling me how it's like it's one of the greatest indie bands of all time, and how that fucking guy Jeff Mangum is like some savant indie genius or whatever, but it was nothing that ever interested me. So listening to this song just for the song, it's like, yeah, it's fine, but I was waiting for something to happen that just never happened. And since I couldn't connect to the source material, it was just like, it's a forgetful song.
Yeah, fair. All right. I'm just surprised that like you guys haven't listened to like Neutral Milk at all.
Are you though?
At least the Aeroplane Over the Sea song.
Yeah, just because like
in 1945.
Like I mean, not like a deep dive, but like I imagine like it. I just surprised the interest was never peaked.
I know the album cover, and that's about as far as I can go.
It delves
Fair
deep
enough.
into Anne Frank and the Holocaust. I believe there's a lot of themes of that throughout it.
Yeah, it's it
That's
gets
something
it gets
I
kind of
definitely
Sounds-
want to dive into.
But yeah,
Yeah, that sounds like a really great time for all of us.
it is.
Well, jumping from that, we go to wait, is it one of mine? Yes, it is one of mine. Oh my god, I did pick this song. Total Eclipse of the Heart. It's covered by this band I randomly found called Straight Outta Junior High. I mainly picked it because it reminds me of like I don't know, a local band covering a fucking 80s song and it jams. So I mean, like I said, I just randomly found them through like searching some random shit. So I'm glad I did. Kind of turning to one of our pop punk correspondents, Nick Flannery. How would you feel about this song?
Hi, pop punk correspondent reporting from Baltimore today.
Why are you in Baltimore?
I think Baltimore is where the current like big pop punk scene is exploding. I'm not sure.
Baltimore. Shout outs.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. But no, this song was a lot of fun. I couldn't quite nail down the sentiment to why it was so fun, but Jared, you said it. This was exactly the feeling I got listening to like Waiting for Daryl cover My Heart Will Go On.
Nope, it wasn't My Heart Will Go On. It was Time After Time.
No, they did My Heart Will Go On, and they learned it 4 hours before the show. I remember the entire speech.
Nah, it was Time After Time.
Now they did multiple covers. The first time I ever saw them, I could promise you it was My Heart Will Go On. Because I knew the words because I learned it in 6th grade choir.
Same.
Okay. Well, they covered Time After Time all the time.
Yeah, they did that too.
Which
Time
was
after
great.
time.
Dude, shout outs.
But anyways, this cover was a blast. I like this song because I like my memory of Caleb holding up a boombox in a Taco Bell one time. He can tell that story.
Yep, I did that.
But
Hold on,
I don't know.
just to make that clear, was it the Taco Bell KFC combo?
Yes, sir.
Oh, goddamn right.
And I had spooky reflective glasses that had scary eyeballs on them, and people were like swearing and screaming at me, but I just stood there and I let it play.
It's not the weirdest thing that's happened that album.
All right.
Sure.
Not at that fucking spot, Jesus.
No.
So Nick, yeah.
But this one was just it was really well done. The arrangement for the style of music they chose, it was a lot of. There's like a rumbly tom part in this one that actually fits super well. The turn up bright eyes part is also like super well adapted. I don't know. This might have been my favorite one on this list. I'll have to make up my mind later.
Fuck yeah. Oh, Jameson, what about you, man?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed because I thought I was going to be able to make the Waiting for Daryl comparison for the second week in a row, but
got it.
I was beat to it. God damn it!
I'm sorry.
But yeah, to steal from Nick this time, it was a lot of fun to listen to. But not my favorite on the playlist, and I don't know if it's something that would make a rotation for me because it is just so raw and simple. But it's cool and it's fun. Gave me a little bit of a laugh and a smile. So, what else could you ask for from a cover?
That's what I'm fucking saying. Dusty, how about you, my friend?
It's good. It's better than the cover of what's that one that was in Wedding Crashers or Old School or Knocked? I don't know, one of those. It was like Dan Band, whatever that covered this song. I know they were in Hangover covering others, but I liked it better than that version. I want to say it was Old School.
I think it is
you're
Old
right. I think it
School.
was Old School.
Is that Frank's Wedding?
I fucking need you more than ever.
I prefer this version to it, but it also sounds like if Weird Al was covering a pop punk song that was covering this song. Because the guy's voice reminded me a lot of Weird Al's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like
immediately I
that.
was like, oh. And then I was like, dang it, I should just put one of his polka mixes on here. That's one of my covers. As soon as I heard it. Like,
Oh
that
my
was
god,
perfect.
dude! Nobody put any. Holy shit! It's just dawning on me that nobody put Weird Al on this playlist, and we are all shamed because of it.
Hey,
Good enough polka,
I'm
but
mostly
you get, like,
disappointed
5 or
in
6.
Dusty for this. Yeah.
I mean, we've had Weird Al before, and it was probably not necessary. He was going to get mentioned and shouted out as one of the greats, anyways.
Fair
Like
enough.
we also didn't have Alex Melton on a covers playlist, which is ridiculous.
That was the other one, because you
Yeah,
guys
we've done-
introduced me to
he's
that kind. I was
been
like, whoa, nobody picked.
At least 3 other ones. So.
Yeah,
True,
he's been featured plenty.
Well, Caleb, I gotta know, did this pop punk song like turn your opinions of pop punk differently in a
Fuck
favorable
no.
way?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, thank you. correct. I didn't like this. I didn't make the connection between this and Weird Al, but I was thinking, man, this is really nasally and it reminds me of something. I have a respect for Weird Al, but I don't give a fuck. I missed all the nostalgia. I wasn't a normal kid, I guess. This band is aptly named. They sound like they're straight out of junior high, and that dude's balls are waiting to drop. It's not better than the original, and the only thing that's good about it is that it's mercifully short.
And there it is. That lived up to what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh my god, that was brutal.
Well, I hope that the next one's a winner. So we got a Nick pick, Torn, covered by Neck Deep. Tell us about this song, Nick.
Yeah, so this is a cover of the song "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia.
It's close. It's close. I guess.
Yeah, we know who I'm talking about. But this cover by Neck Deep, it was on an album, a compilation album called "Songs That Saved My Life," and there's a lot of really good tracks on that one. There's a cover of "Modern Baseball" by Stand Atlantic. That was pretty cool.
I have to check that out.
Dance Gavin Dance did a cover of Semi Charmed Life on that one too. So that very nearly made this. But this cover of Torn was just that right flavor for me. Like I look for covers that improve upon the original, add their own flair to it, but still, stay faithful to the original. I thought this one did a great job. I've definitely belted out this song, both versions, many times driving from point A to point B.
Good. I'm with you, man. Like, this does a really good job of paying tribute to the original, and in a way, just like bringing a lot more heat to like a song that already has like, dude, if anybody, you got to be real. This song's a pump up song. Like, it really is. And when it's like when they give it that extra like fucking energy, damn, dude, I'm here for it, man. I'm pumped up. Like this was another, like, I was like, oh, this might be my top track, man. I'm toying with that idea. But yeah, I liked it. It made me re-listen to the original too, Nick. I was just like, shit. I'm getting double pumped today.
They're both good.
They both are, man. I'm there. Dusty, how about you, man?
Another good one. I mean, this is pure 90s, maybe early 2000s, somewhere there.
It's like right
I think I looked like 98, I believe. Yeah.
It's one of those songs that I haven't heard it in 10 years, but I still know every lyric.
Yeah.
Because it was everywhere at that time, and then just in so many movies, on soundtracks and everything. But I thought they did this pretty good justice. And I don't know, it's a catchy version of it, but yeah, can prefer this version of the original. So
yeah, I think I'm kind of with you there. I think it's just just a little bit better. Jameson, how about you, man? Yeah.
Well, yeah. So this, I'm substantially younger than my brother and sister. My brother's 10 years older than me. My sister's 7 years older than me. So I just remember when this came out, like cruising around my sister's. She had a little like teal Honda Accord, and just her blaring the fuck out of this song and another song later on this playlist as a little teaser. But it just like gave me such good vibes of like being with my sister and hearing this. And then it's like it hits me being a pop punk fan. Like it's just such a fucking good cover. I agree with you, Jared. This is a contender for the top for sure. It's really, really good.
Hell yeah. Well, Caleb, I had to save you for last again this round because, what's your hot take, man?
I mean, I've heard the original like a couple of times, and it's not a bad song, but I don't have good memories associated with it. Like, it's not a pump up song. It's fucking sad. Like, this is a bummer. The lyrics are just
the music.
Just tear your guts out of your butt. It's not fun. The cover is fine. Like, they did their thing. It's cool. It's all right. It's better than the last one, but it just reminds me of like when like there's like girls who will like, I'm gonna sing a song with like passion and vigor, but they're not like very good singers, and it reminds me of that too. And I have no nostalgia for this. It honestly, like, it's either the Pizza Hut I ate earlier today or this song. I just feel kind of sick to my stomach while that was on.
I don't know if it's it can't possibly be the Pizza Hut.
It's probably the Pizza Hut.
But Pizza Hut's like it's America's favorite pizza.
Yeah.
They owe us money now. That's how that works.
Pizza Hut aside, it's a well done cover. Like, credit to them, but I think it's purely personal bias. Like, this song just bums me the fuck out.
That's fair though. That's fair. All right. Well, this kind of takes us to another Jameson pick where, I haven't seen this name in a while, but you picked an Evergreen Terrace cover of The Kids Aren't All Right.
Yeah, so we featured this song a couple episodes ago, and but this album specifically, Evergreen Terrace is like a hardcore band. They're one of the first hardcore groups that I got into in like junior high. This album specifically, Writer's Block, came out in 2000, and it's just another full album of covers that they did. There's some other really good ones on there, like Sunday Bloody Sunday is on there, and a couple a song, I don't even remember. There's a bunch of them on there. Listening to it, I don't know that it holds up as well as I thought it would. Like, the screaming is a little subpar to what I've been exposed to later on in life. But it's such a nostalgia pick for me. This album got so much play that I had to pick something from it. And the music wise, like the instrument section of it is really well done, I think. So I went with this one.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I agree with you, man. As a fan of The Offspring, and like, I think they hit musically. I think they hit the rhythm, the cadence, the sound of that song, like they just nail it in a lot of ways. Like I was, but I do agree with you, Jameson, where like it's some of the screaming. It reminds me of like, again, kind of like almost like a local bands that like we probably knew when we were younger, of like people trying to get like really hard with their screaming and stuff. It's a little better than that. It's a little elevated, I guess, from that, but. It's definitely dated. I'm surprised it's from 2000 though. Like, I didn't know. I know, right? That old. Like, like that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, not a bad cover though. I dug it for the most part. Caleb, how'd you feel about this song?
I don't know. Like, it's very lukewarm for me. Like, I didn't listen to Evergreen Terrace. Like, it's garage band vibes for sure. And I mean, but so is The Offspring, so it's fitting. But again, like, Offspring, okay. I don't know, man. Like, I just don't give a fuck. I don't care about this song.
Give you the gavel on that one.
Sorry, not sorry.
Caleb, it's the Pizza Hut. It's the
dude. It might be. I got cranky tum tums right now, so I'm being a dick, but. It really is how I feel.
Evergreen Terrace. Don't really.
But I don't know. Like, it does have like that like local band feel. It's like, they're going for it. Cool, man. Like, have fun. But I'm gonna step outside for some air.
Smoke a clove.
Go throw up in the alleyway.
Dusty, how about you, man?
Yeah, I remember this whole album. Sunday Bloody Sunday. I think Tears for Fears is another song.
Yeah.
They had a song on there. But yeah, it's all right. I like the source material, I think, a little bit more. So, but solid. I didn't realize I agree with you guys. I thought this was more like 2007, if I was being honest. When I thought this came out. So, yeah.
What would you rate this?
Yeah, 5 2/3.
Fractions.
It's a solid 5 2/3. I agree with that. Nick, would you rate this any differently? And what's your hot take?
I did have a question. On this album, is there a cover of Paint It Black?
No, there's not.
Oh,
Paint It Black was the agony scene.
Oh,
the Agony Scene did it. That's okay. Well, I'd confuse those bands for a long time, but never mind. This song was fine. I don't really think that I would ever choose to listen to this version over the Offspring's version. It was just it kind of felt to me like it was the Offspring song with like the gain turned up too much on everything. Just, I don't know. It was a little too faithful of a cover once again, done by musicians that weren't going to do the Offspring's job better than the Offspring could do it.
I will say, like, going back, it does definitely seem dated, but I just had to put something off that album as a nostalgia pick for me.
Oh, dude, I definitely understand that. That's another one of my tracks is one of those for sure. But, well, Caleb, that's I believe this takes us to a very interesting cover that you picked.
Yeah.
I was surprised that this existed, to be frank.
I think that's the point.
Yeah. Oops, I Did It Again, covered by Children of Bodom.
Yes. So,
What the fuck?
yeah, I like Children of Bodom. Like, they're silly. They're good musicians, but R.I.P. Alexi. But this is a bad song. This is a bad cover. And this is a bad original, if you ask me. I know Britney's, been through the ringer. I hope she's doing well, but I don't like this song in any version. I think they did this as like a joke. I'm pretty sure. They're like, let's just do something that people wouldn't understand or expect, and it's going to be gross, and it's going to be kind of bad. And that's what I decided to do with my additions. I was like, I'm going to pick one really good one, and I'm going to put absolute trash. And I think I was successful.
I think so, sir. This is such a fucking weird song. I do love like the vocal work that's sort of like, you got that like, going on in the background like all the fucking time, like it's just fucking crazy. But it's like I can't tell if it ends with like an actual clip from the song or something like that. But it's just a weird fucking cover, and I'm not surprised that you found this to drag up. That like I was like, this totally makes like this is Caleb's pick all over it. I don't know. I don't have any beef with it, which is like the strange thing. It's just like a weird fucking song. Like it's fine. It's fine.
Dive bombs and Britney Spears. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And also the way Finnish people pronounce things, like when he says "believe," makes me laugh every time.
Yeah. Nick, how about you, man? How'd you feel about it?
It's just a goofy thing that they decided to do one day. Caleb's right. It's a bad cover. I won't say the original's bad because it's one of the most legendary pop songs of all time. It's objectively not a bad song.
Hey, free Britney.
I think she's free now.
I think she's free, yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, Britney, on your liberty.
Yeah. Stay free, Britney.
Spread your wings. Fly away. This cover is good. I think Caleb made a critical error by not actually picking She Is Beautiful, the Children of Bodom cover of an Andrew WK song.
Oh, that's gotta be fucking awesome.
Which was also extremely confusing because that was also the first Children of Bodom song I'd ever heard. So I had no fucking clue what that band was about because the only thing I'd heard was like a really scratchy version of like a pump-up pop punk song.
Yeah, that'd be...
But overall, this song makes me feel positive feelings in my body, so...
Well, we got a positive feeling body. Dusty, how does this make you feel?
Oh, I thought this was gross. Whenever I see this, I looked at the artist, I was like, oh, Children of Scrotum, I should have known. That's who that band has always been to me.
God damn it.
Come on, man. That's some of the most influential guitar work of the century. At least when it comes to Hot Topic kids.
Yeah. But the bass work's good. They really mixed that well. You can hear the bass slapping, but that was probably the only positive part of that whole entire thing.
Woof.
Jameson, how'd you feel about this children about him?
I don't know, man. Caleb said it too. It's a bad cover, and it is kind of humorous. I think I told this story on Local Yokels, but I don't remember. But one of the few times I got in trouble was when Caleb let me borrow a copy of a Children of Bodom album, which was, let me just look, Hate Crew Death Roll. And my mom, for some reason, looked through my backpack and found this album, and then pulled out the inner sleeve of it. And I think it was the lead guitarist, Alexi Lejo, had a shirt on that said "Smoke Crack, Hail Satan," and my mom was not very appreciative of that. So one of the few times I ever got in trouble was due to that. So. Thank you for that, Caleb.
You're welcome.
But it is a bit of a trash cover. Maybe bottom of the list for me. It's pretty bad.
Fair enough. That's such a great story. It's like such a classic. Like, goddamn! Like, my mom got mad about this fucking album.
What a great shirt.
Yeah.
It's such a universally teenage experience.
Oh my god, dude.
That should happen to me on a weekly basis.
Didn't you say your dad found a Slayer song on your album or on your computer or something that was?
I had something on shuffle, and I just randomly had a little bit of Slayer on there, and it was the song "Jesus Saves," and there's a part where he says "Jesus saves nobody." And my dad was not happy about that.
Oh my god!
I think as a preacher, I can understand why he might have been.
Yeah,
not stoked on that.
He's chill now. I doubt he would like that song though.
Yeah, still don't turn it on around him.
That's fine. It's Slayer. You don't need to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, what about this next track up here? The cover of Space Odyssey. Or Oddity, excuse me, by Powerman 5000. A name I wasn't expecting to find on this playlist. Dusty, where'd you grab this track from? Why?
I was just looking at rock cover playlists.
It's so random.
I saw Powerman 5000. Couldn't not include it because they're such a terrible band.
It's so ridiculous.
This is actually somehow worse than the Children's Scrotum song, I think. To be honest.
You gaveling your own song? Because I think that was.
But it's so bad I couldn't admit it. I had to have it on here.
Oh my god, dude.
It's just like they're even kind of trying to be David Bowie. It's just like, God.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking rough. I love David Bowie, and you're right, Dusty. It seems like, I don't know, for some reason Powerman 5000 tried to they tried really hard to emulate aspects of Bowie, and it just falls on its fucking face, if you ask me. This is a weird track that I don't know if I can appreciate. It's I want to listen to David Bowie for sure over Powerman 5000. But like I said, I laughed the second I saw this fucking track on here, though. I was just like, oh my god, why? Oh, it's so good. Nick, are you a Powerman 5000 fan?
So this is the first Powerman 5000 song I've ever heard.
Introduction.
if this is what they sound like, or their general shtick, I'm kind of into it.
I think you would like them.
I don't know anything about this act or anything about it. I thought they did the original justice. I thought they found this new form of just theatrical bullshit that it was nothing like, the power metal style theatrical bullshit. It's their own flavor. And I think it was just working for me, and at least my idea of Bowie, of just Bowie wanting to be fucking weird on purpose because he thinks it makes cool stuff.
I'll give you that.
And I think Power Man captured that general attitude. Maybe it's not the most best executed.
There's the only other song I know by them really is because of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 soundtrack. I think it's like, "Are You Ready to Go?" or whatever. It's really bad too, but
Yeah, that song's called "When Worlds Collide,"
Yes.
and I guarantee every one of us has heard that song at least once.
you just probably didn't realize it was them.
Just
It's that-
really
Oh,
quick.
you're
just-
ready to go. Oh, you're ready to go.
That is
Yeah,
a-
that fucking piece of shit song.
I'll just say, if according to Spotify, if you like Power Man 5000, you'll also like Static X,
Oh,
Spine Shank,
oh,
Soil, Mushroom Head, Mud Vein, a bunch of other trash. Drowning Pool's on there.
of course.
Also trash.
That's the domestic abuse rock. Just
Good.
playlist.
Good luck. Good. Well, okay. I will give you. You made some interesting points. I like about it, Nick. I do think like it's weird for like weird's sake at times.
I do got to compliment that guitar solo. That was some neoclassical fucking bullshit in there for no reason. Yeah, that was just a really good guitar solo for no reason that probably had no place in that song, but I enjoyed it.
Jameson, how'd you feel about this track?
Well, I was afraid to say it because there's too many guitar players here, and I don't consider myself one, but I was like, that fucking guitar solo is pretty goddamn ripping.
Yeah.
It's a weird cover, but I enjoyed it. You know, it's not like top shelf, super quality music, but it's pretty fun to listen to at least once. And I feel like Caleb's gonna disagree, but fuck you, bro. It's pretty good for at least once.
Preemptive.
Jesus.
Well, Caleb, do you have a
mean,
response?
It's okay. Like, I've heard this band before. I thought it was hilarious that Dusty's coming in with all these random, obscure combinations of things.
That was my biggest takeaway too. Sorry to steal, but I was like, wow, Dusty put a Power Man 5000 song on here. Like, that was the biggest takeaway for sure.
This comes off of a album they put out in 2011, which is all covers.
All covers.
So there's like Electric Avenue on there and Whip
Oh my
It.
god.
Jump.
That was-
I'm curious enough to check it out. I think I'm gonna.
I don't think I can.
We're not gonna take it on here.
Damn.
There's some gems on this thing. It's
We're
called Copies,
stealing
Clones, and
Caleb's
Replicants.
thunder, though.
Oh, you're fine.
Caleb.
No,
yeah.
I mean it reminds me, like, you can't, I don't think it's possible to like top Bowie at his own game. But it makes sense that these guys would cover him. It reminds me of, like, you know, they have like that vocal fry, like kind of way of singing, and it reminds me of like Marilyn Manson or that kind of thing. And yeah, like, this was a band that I heard a lot with, like, you know, some of the weird kids that I was like, I don't want to hang out with these people. I think they're future meth heads. Like, they're okay. Like, but yeah, it is that, like, it's like the dark side of nu metal, if you can believe there is such a thing, that it's not all just the dark side, but
It's not just all dark side.
What's the
not.
light side of new metal?
Linkin Park.
They're new metal?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
considered nu
Yeah,
metal.
I guess. Oh wow.
Yeah. Objectively good band. Fight me.
Oh, okay, no contest.
But Power Man 5000 is kind of whatever. This was a fun song to listen to, and that was a ripping guitar solo, but it is not better than Bowie. But I think we all knew that.
No, it's like somebody doing a Prince cover and assuming that it's going to be better than Prince's original. It's just it's not going to happen, you know.
I know it's blasphemous. I can't name a single. Well, no, Purple Rain. I don't really know Prince's work. I know he's really good, and he's dead.
All you need to do is listen to the Batman soundtrack.
Okay.
Tells you everything you need to know about Prince. No, I'm just joking. There's so much to dig through. But moving on comes to another one of my picks, which obviously I know is like it's going to be a hit with everybody because I have such good taste in music. So it's a cover of "Every Breath You Take" by Millencolin. I picked this song for a couple of reasons. One, I do like the cover. I like the punk energy in this cover. But two, this was like the first Millencolin song I ever listened to, because Taylor Lutz, when we were like running cross country in like junior high, he like put this on a burn disc with like this and like a Deltron 3030 song and like a whole bunch of random stuff that like opened my fucking eyes to like a bunch of extra shit that I had never been able to listen to before. And so, it's stuck with me ever since that. And so it's definitely a nostalgia pick in a lot of ways, like Jameson's earlier. And so, shout outs to Taylor Lutz for that. But how'd you guys feel about this? Like, Jameson, how'd you feel about this Millencolin track?
I don't know. I kind of thought it was a real low quality punk cover of something.
If it's a live cover, I think.
And man, there's been so many iterations of this song that it is a legendary song. But I wish you would have gone with Puff Daddy's version. I mean, honestly, it's better than this for sure. And to be honest, I would like a gavel on this. It's not very good.
It's yours, sir. It is yours, sir.
Gavel, the pop punk song. Wow.
Dude, the Puff Daddy
right?
shout out.
He might have been going by Diddy at the time, or P. Diddy, or Sean Combs, who knows, but it is better than this bullshit.
Dusty, how about you, man?
I don't know if it counts as a cover if he was just more sampling it than anything. But that's kind of like saying I could have put the Led Zeppelin cover, the Puff Daddy cover of Kashmir on here from the Godzilla soundtrack from 1997, starring
Oh my god,
Matthew Broderick.
It was pretty epic, though. That was good too.
That no one would have disagreed with that at all.
Classic film.
I think the only way you can explain that mashup is that Robert Plant needed to buy a new house in Morocco or something.
I think Jimmy Page had to pay some taxes or something.
money.
But no, this like kind of what Jameson said. It's a cover. It's just a pop punk cover of a song. I get kind of lost in it. In the
Does it need a gavel for you?
Oh, it's not that bad. No, it's fine. It's a fine iteration. I still like the Sting. Is it Police? The Sting, same guy, but
Police.
I think it was it Police? It might have been Sting.
Yeah, I don't.
Sting was the singer, but yeah, either way.
Now I'm questioning myself.
I got some time. I'll look. I'll check. You guys go.
But yeah, Nick, what about you, man?
I didn't really enjoy this one, to be perfectly honest. I hate being negative about it, because that story you told about like this being on like a mixed CD that opened your eyes, that's a formative moment. Like moments like that are like some of my most treasured memories. So I feel shitty about shitting on Millencolin right now, but this cover was fucking phoned in, man. They did absolutely nothing to make this song more interesting. Making it slightly faster with pop punk like style sounds is not a good cover. That's like, they didn't do anything dynamic with this. It was boring. I also really hate the original song, so I might be coming from a real hateful place, because that song is just repetitive as fuck, and I don't ever want to hear it again.
It'll be the double gavel on that.
Fact check coming in. It was the Police, everybody.
All right. The police.
Yeah, the police as a band, every single one of their fucking songs, it hits one repetitive part and just goes on for way too long. I've never been a fan of the Police, man.
Oh, interesting. Well, that being said, I'm actually really not surprised. I'm just gonna flip what I said earlier in the podcast. I was just being joking. I know I have a bad taste in music, so this doesn't surprise me. But Caleb,
Well, I'm not going to help your opinion of what you just said too much.
Do I have to gavel it?
We'll get to that. Let's just be patient.
Let's be patient. Okay. Well, how do you feel about this song?
See what you did there. I think Nick kind of really did a great primer for me to come in swinging a little harder because fuck the police, fuck Sting. He is a pretentious cuck. Fuck that guy.
Didn't care for him in Dune. He was in the 84 version of Dune.
You know
Yeah,
what?
so-
Who else was what's his name? The main
There
guy.
was Patrick Stewart was in it.
You're talking, yeah, Patrick Stewart wasn't it, but you're talking about Kyle MacLachlan. All right.
That's it. I'm a huge McLaughlin
The
fan.
bad guy
Oh,
from
huge.
the Flintstones.
There was
Yeah.
also a battle pug.
Yeah. And,
Yes,
you know,
all
we
these
must
things are
invoke the
true.
name of Twin Peaks. So,
Oh yeah.
I love Kyle MacLachlan. I love Dune. I don't like this song, the original or this version. It's creepy. It's about a guy just watching you and being a creep, I assume.
we all
'Cause
watch people.
Sting creeps me the
Don't
fuck
we?
out. But yeah, this is just a phoned in half-ass bullshit pop punk song with like, oh, here's a song we can do. Okay, here are the chords, the notes that we're gonna play, power chords. Okay, we're gonna play a fast beat. All right, turn the gain up too high. Okay, go into the microphone. There's no melody, there's no dynamic. It's the album cover fucking creepy. I don't like it. Sorry, Jamie.
All right, it's okay. You know, that went as smoothly as I could have hoped for the most part.
Into the ground.
It's all right. I have a feeling redemption for me might be coming later. I hope. I hope. No, Caleb, that didn't sound good. All right, fine. Nick, let's go on to one of your picks. Something a little more of like a pop punk update. You know, it's the
Yeah, this would be considered even a part of the. This is like modern pop punk, even easycore a lot of times because these guys go a lot harder than some other pop punk acts. But this is one of their songs off an album of covers that they did called 4 Years Strong Explains It All.
What's the song you fuck?
Oh my god, we haven't talked about the song yet.
no.
All right,
sir.
it's Ironic, a cover of Alanis Morissette's Ironic by the band 4 Years Strong.
Is it Alanis Morissette or Sarah McLachlan?
Nope. Alanis.
Yeah, it's Alanis Morissette.
It's
It's
three
all
of the
Alanis
same person
Morissette.
to me.
It's the same person.
Woman with guitar.
Rocking. Well, this song, Nick. So, did you say this is the song? It's like off of an album full of covers. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So there were a couple other covers that I really wanted to put on here, but Caleb snatched Children About Them before I could get there. And
You were planning on putting that on here too?
no, not that song. I was gonna
Oh.
I was gonna put She Is Beautiful on there because I thought that one
Okay,
was
yeah,
like
that's
a
right,
formative cover for me. But
Well-
this one, it comes off of an album that is just so well done. These guys, they're just the epitome of like casually fucking rocking out with your friends and writing cool pop punk easycore music, and then drinking some beers either during or after or before.
Why not all three?
But this one is really good. I think I mainly just picked this one because I thought the dude's vocals just fucking rip on this song, and I really like the original by Alanis Morissette, so I thought it was an easy pick.
I'm with you, man. This song fucking rips. The original's a banger too, but I really like what they did with this song. You know, kind of like when it kind of like cuts down to some like sort of bare bones vocal work to sort of like that funny like laugh moment, and then you know it just I don't know, it just has a good energy all the way through. But I really dug it. I want to check out that album. Like like we found a lot of songs off of like albums that are just full cover albums, and I'm a sucker for a good cover. So like a lot of these are like ones I want to follow up on, including this album. But Dusty, how'd you feel about this 4 Year Strong song?
That's another solid one. It is kind of a running theme that a lot of these are off of like these full either compilations or full albums by a band where they just I think got bored and decided to just do a whole thing of covers, just fun.
Yeah.
So, but no, I enjoyed it. It takes me back to the original, from, what, 95, 94, somewhere in there.
Prime,
Classic woman with guitar in hand.
yeah. Was this like when the Dixie Chicks were really big, you think? Was this like that summer?
It's
Or is that
around
like
there, sure.
Well, I think they peaked in 2001 after 9/11. I think they had a whole
Actually, that's true. Yeah.
think about that. But no, it's good. another solid pop punk. I like this version more than the original. So, whenever I hear Sarah McLachlan or Lance Morissette, I just think of those really sad ASPCA commercials. The dogs.
That was Sarah McLachlan.
You have the totally wrong association with Alanis Morissette, man. She's the edgy one. She's got "You Ought to Know." She's got some angry songs out there, man.
She a 4 non-blonde.
Was Alanis? Who was that dated the uncle from Full House?
Uncle Joey? That was Alanis Morissette.
I think Uncle Joey
yeah.
dated everybody in Hollywood. He's kind of like the lead singer of the Counting Crows. He was kind of everywhere.
Also, Alanis Morissette was a teenager while Dave Coulier dated her.
Oh, no.
And he was not anywhere near age appropriate to be dating a teenager in the public eye or in the private eye or ever. So Dave Coulier, fucking fight me. I've had like 2 dreams where I tried to fight you and my punches were underwater. So come at me.
My punches
Are.
Put them up. You and I are going to fight in the parking lot, 5 o'clock.
Do it. The Taco Bell parking lot outside the JC's Penny.
Same thing happened with David Gilmour and Kate Bush, but that's a story for another day.
Well, Jameson, how about you, man? Did you like this cover?
I did like this one. I do think if we're going by like early 2000s female like feminist icons, I think your first song Torn was a little bit better than this one, but still good. And to be honest though, I mean, Alanis Morissette can get it. She is she's great. The song pretty good, and strangely I prefer 4 Years Strong more than I prefer Neck Deep most of the time, so I was a little surprised with that, but it's a good cover, fun. Yeah, it's good.
Pulled up a picture of her, Alanis Morissette. It's just a picture of her, like pregnant, singing on stage.
Getting after it. Caleb.
She can't be stopped.
She can't be stopped. How'd you feel about this pop punk cover, Caleb?
This was better than the previous one. Again, I'm noticing a lot of pop punk covers, and I wonder, is that a lack of creativity, or is it because you play music that is a very shallow and just redundant, boring genre?
It's because they're live performance oriented, you fuck. They play to the crowd.
Just the thought. Well, crowds of people are usually kind of dumb, like fucking lemmings, and pop punk is them running off the cliff.
Couldn't find the chanting. I couldn't find the chanting version of this song. That's why this is not on. Why I didn't pick it.
Yeah, it's tough to find those, but they have other things to chant about. But that being said, this is a well done cover. I think it the way that Alanis sings this song fits like a pop punk song. Like, it makes sense to me. I like her version better. The lyrics are very silly. It's okay. It's kind of a meh. How about a 5 out of 8?
Fair enough. Okay. 5 out of 8. That's a pretty favorable rating.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's
better than just an 8.
It's still pop punk.
It's better than the previous 4 out of 8.
Yeah.
Proving.
This is true. 5 is better than 4. Well, you're not here for math facts, folks, so let's just keep moving on. Are they here for math facts? We could do a math podcast where we just tell you.
I can't help you.
Every episode is, oh my God, that'd be so exciting. I'm brainstorming real quick. I'm going to jump out of these weeds in a second, but a math podcast where every week you find out what number comes next.
Ooh, we could talk about how people use. Maybe someone could explain to me the purpose of trigonometry beyond finding out how tall trees are by looking at their shadows.
Well, I don't know.
Figuring out how tall of a ladder you need to get up to the window.
I don't know anybody that can do that, but I know a lot of people that can count to 10.
Tangent.
Mural painting.
Mural.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go ask Shayna.
All right. I'm gonna drag us out.
My wife
of these
is an
weeks.
artist.
I know I put us in there, and hopefully somebody will be featured on the podcast soon. Shout outs. But Jameson, pull us back out of the weeds with this next track. Oh, it's a cover of Romeo and Juliet by the Killers.
Yeah, so source material comes from Dire Straits, kind of a somewhat shitty 70s and 80s rock band. But I was really like the source material was featured in Empire Records. And so I saw that like as a little kid, and I always dug the fuck out of that song. Like there's just a really short scene in that movie that plays this. And then I remember getting this album by the Killers, who are one of my favorite like pop rock bands. I honestly think the Killers are like maybe one of the best things to come out of the early 2000s and mid-aughts. Like they're just a great band. And they put so much of their flavor onto this, and they're such a poppy band, but I can look past that, you know? And so I really enjoy the fuck out of this cover. It's in their own style. I know my other two songs I picked were kind of really true to the source material. This one isn't as much, so I figured I'd give it a shot.
And give it a shake, man. Yeah, I agree with you. This, I think this is just a really good collaboration between source material and the Killers, like you said, like where it's like they just kind of took over this song, in a lot of ways, in a lot of good ways. I really found this song like just easy fucking listening, man. I agree. I'm with you. Like the song popping up on the Empire Records soundtrack. Was one like we talked about soundtracks a bit, but like I got that record eventually, and like it's I don't know, it gave me a lot of influence, including some of this track. Dire Straits ain't that bad in my opinion, but
they're not great. But
they're not great. They're forgettable by a lot of in a lot of ways, I'd say. But either way, this is a great cover. The Killers, and especially their first album.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is awesome.
It will I'll always come back to that album. You know what I mean? But
Sam's Town's great as well. Those two albums are fantastic, top to bottom.
Yeah. Well, Dusty, how do you feel about this song?
This song, I never was a big Dire Straits person. I think I like Money for Nothing the most because I played that riff all the time. Schmatter. But so I didn't, when this came out, because this is just a B-side to Hot Fuzz. And so that's why they call it Sawdust, I believe. But I remember hearing this and thinking it was their original song for the longest time. But I've always every time I hear this, it reminds me of around that same time when this album came out, and just continuously playing over and over. And so I love this song. It's a classic. But yeah, Killers, I agree with you what you said on that. I think a few years ago, Elliot said something about their song Mr. Brightside. Like it had the record for being on the charts, for the most consecutive weeks ever or something like that. Because it's still super heavily played to this day. But I think it was the top 100 charts for 5 or 6 years straight or something crazy.
Jesus. Wow.
But yeah. No, they're a great band, and I enjoy this cover quite a bit. It takes me back, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Caleb, what about you? How do you feel about this Killers song? Killers cover.
I've never heard this one before. Not very familiar with Dire Straits either. So I was sitting here wondering, what fucking cover is this? I like the Killers, specifically the first two albums, as we all said. Incredible, amazing. Fills my heart with beautiful grief-ridden nostalgia, because apparently that's how I experienced that emotion, but whatever.
That's healthy.
I don't know, it hurts in a good way. Anyway, it's kind of boring. I'm not trying to shit on the Killers. I like the Killers a lot, honestly. I don't know a lot of their more recent stuff. I did kind of fall after Sam's Town. So yeah, this was it was meh.
Well, Nick, how about you? Are you gonna give it a meh? Or are you gonna give it a gavel? You gonna give it a what? I mean,
no,
I'm just gonna let you talk.
we're gonna go sideways here. So I mean, we'll start off with this song, but it's fine. It's a good song. I mean, I absolutely wore out Sawdust and Sam's Town in high school, just listening to the Killers nonstop, and I had never actually had any idea that this was a Dire Straits song originally. But it's like listening to them side by side. Like, this is clearly a Killers song, and then the original is a Dire Straits song. They're so distinct. Like, you know, like Johnny Cash's version of Hurt.
Oh, is that not on here?
Because it was gonna get name dropped anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched too many 9/11 fucking assemblies where that song was playing. You know,
I'm just, yeah.
I still like it. But
I mean, shout outs.
it's a good song. The Killers are a good band. I think they're one of the best rock bands of our generation. I wish they hadn't gotten so poppy later on, but you know, everyone likes money.
True that.
I would sell out too in a heartbeat. I'll sell out right now. Fuck you guys.
Hey man, if anybody
Still waiting for that Blue Chew.
But
Rock hard cocks.
I cannot believe the amount of just slander I'm hearing about Dire Straits right now. A shitty 70s rock band that no one remembers? Fuck off, dude. Mark Knopfler is one of the most innovative guitar players of all time.
Okay, boomer.
This is the guy. This is the fucking band that wrote Sultans of Swing. That is one of the most
what I'm
some of the most
saying.
excellent guitar work I've ever heard in my fucking life. It is still, I think, one of the best songs ever written.
How many like 57-year-old dudes have you been hanging out with right now?
0.
That song's amazing. I agree with Nick on that. I remember looking at the tab one time when I played it and just I looked at it and I turned off the computer. I was like, nope, it's not happening.
I fold.
Like,
It's true.
when he'll write a solo and it's just some of the most precise, but still every note is musical on its own, and it's just crisp and clean. It just tells a story in just a way that only Mark Knopfler can do. I don't understand the level of disrespect I've heard for fucking Dire Straits this morning.
I appreciate you defending them.
He uses all the music chords.
He does. He knows so many more music chords than me. I don't fucking know any of them.
We've been over this. Just put your fingers places until it sounds good.
I just play power chords and I play the riff from that fucking White Stripes song all the time.
Well, that takes us to Caleb's final pick on the list, a cover of My Sharona by a group called the Number 12 Looks Like You. Where'd this song come from, man?
I believe, if I am not mistaken, I think it was a combination of Aaron Fox, hi Aaron, and Jameson, I think, showed me this song in like the 8th grade. And we all thought it was hilarious because it's so weird. And it is like, oh man, looking back, it is just as horrible as I remember. It is really annoying. The vocals are, the guitar solo is bad, and I'm bad at guitar, but it's bad. Yeah, I love My Sharona. That's such a good song. Like, it's really, really good. And this is just fucking hot garbage.
You're gonna gavel your own song right
please.
now.
That being said, it is so nostalgic, and I just remember like so many times that we would like drive around in Rex's truck and listen to this and just laugh because it's horrendous, man.
Dude, I'm fucking with you. The vocals alone are just like, it's like, yeah, you have to laugh at this song because otherwise it's just it's like they've done damage to My Sharona. But like, yeah, that just like, oh, I don't know. There's nothing good about this song. And then there's that break. There's like this little part at the end where they do like a, drum break, like, bah, and then it kicks back in, and it's just so fucking dumb. I realize I just did that in an audio format, and so it doesn't really make any sense. But I'm just claiming it now. This is my least favorite song on the fucking list. Like this song, you can just go like throw it in the dumpster fire and forget it exists.
That's a
Bad cover. Go to your room. Jameson, how'd you feel about this My Sharona cover though?
Yeah, I totally forgot that this was even a band, but I have I remember showing this to Caleb. I remember cruising around. I didn't listen to any other of this group's music, but this specific EP, there was another song called Don't Get Blood on My Prada Shoes that are, it's just ridiculous. And I remember cruising around in Rex's Green Ranger and just being reckless as fuck. And it was just wild. I don't know if Caleb can remember, but I used to be able to do this scream as well.
You could. That's right.
Yep. I could do this. Yeah, no one would expect it seeing me, but I could do this high-pitched scream.
That's awful, man.
Yeah, it was bad.
You need to bring it out of retirement.
Yes, you do.
I don't think I can anymore. I don't have it in me.
Practice in your car. It'll come back.
Dusty, how'd you feel about this take on My Sharona?
Not great. It's one of those songs that everybody has on their iPad or iPod, just because it's funny to turn it on every once in a while. And that's all I have to say about that.
The original, or you have this on your iPod?
I had this song on my iPod because somebody had it on their computer, and it was it'd be funny every once in a while put this on, but I don't know any other songs by this band, and it's just like one of those. You have so many of those random artists on your iPod for that exact reason. There was like one cover song that I thought was funny or something like that, kind of like Moby with the James Bond theme for me. But it's very off-putting now.
Well, that's very off-putting. Well, I agree with you, Dusty. Nick, how do you feel about this cover though?
This song is chaotic and not in any kind of way that they intended. This sounds like it's just disrespectful. Like the bandmates are being disrespectful to each other. They're disrespectful to the source material. They're disrespectful to their fucking audience by having that vocalist be in the band.
Yeah.
It is funny. I'll admit that. To listen to this, it's hilarious, but it's just there's just something about it that just fucking pisses me off too. It feels pretentious to treat a song that everyone knows and likes like this. Like, haha, we're too cool to actually do this song any justice. And then it goes into like a middle part during like a guitar solo and an instrumental break, and it almost feels like the band starts to have fun, and then the vocalist comes back and just ruins fucking everything. This is one of the most offensive songs I've ever heard, and that is the worst. That is not what anyone's voice should ever sound like under any circumstances.
Just so you're aware, this is the vocals they used on all of their songs. This is not... It wasn't just for this. This is every song.
Oh, I'm aware. I spent a lot of time in that Green Ranger too, and when you're with Rex, the number 12 looks like you was required listening.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It was required listening.
He cannot fucking stand that bad. He did. I'll give him that credit. He did force me to listen to things I would not have otherwise listened to.
Well,
he showed me Selkies.
Well, this brings us to a very wonderful track, if you ask me. This is a great cover that Master Gill found for us. A cover of "Take on Me" by Real Big Fish. Dusty, how'd you find this track? How'd you cover it? This track is just
I was specifically looking for ska covers.
Yeah.
Songs, and this one immediately I knew would set Caleb off. Especially the trumpet cover of the main riff, the synth riff, and it's a ska cover. That's all it is, and I enjoy it quite a bit, and I knew he wouldn't, so that was the whole point of
it. Well, Caleb, bring it out. Give us your take. Come at us.
Okay. This is another one. This is another one where it's like, I really like the original song a lot. It's silly and fun, and ska is silly and fun too for some people. I don't know, man. It's just like looking at the album cover of these guys. It's like This is what happens when no one wants to fuck you.
The band of incels.
Yeah, this is bad.
You listen to black metal.
Yeah, some of it. Most of it's garbage, I'll admit.
Black metal kids don't get laid. That's just a fact.
Apparently, that's true. Apparently, ska fans are even more nasty than black metal fans. Fun fact. Yeah. So there you go.
I'm a ska fan. I'm not.
They're very defensive. I don't understand why.
Very.
It's a real big fish. I've heard some of their type of stuff before, and I don't want it. I want to do away with it. I'm throwing this fish back, man. It's rotten.
It's
well done, Dusty. You might have almost ruined a song that I really enjoy. You did a great job.
What they're here for.
Well, Nick, how about you, man? How'd you feel as a ska fan?
I think as far as ska covers go, this is one of the best ones out there. I've heard it before, and it's always, I mean, it's a good time. I don't know if I like this better than the original, because it was just too good. But I mean, it's still like, if you're listening to ska playlists and like a cool ska cover of a classic 80s song comes on, like, this is a fucking way to do it. This is a great little song. And Real Big Fish, they do a lot of covers, but this one just really stands out. It's a good one. So overall, good song.
Fuck out. Jameson, how about you?
This song, it reminds me of Troy so much. Like, I can see Troy Vines singing the original song, and it brings back so many memories. But I don't know how you can't like this, because it's just silly on silly, and it's fun, lighthearted, like all ska is, and I just will never understand the hatred towards it. So it's a good cover.
I agree. I mean, this was another like top contender for me. I don't think it tops the Aha is a moment. And Jameson, I'm so glad you invoked Troy's name on that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, one of the only individuals I've ever seen like get after them vocals and in like a, I don't know. He just touched it. He touched it. Anyway, shouts to Troy Vines. Motherfucker gotta get on this podcast soon. Getting out of that, we got to come to my last track. Guys, I know I've been a winner so far, and I hope I mean, like, I'm sure I let you down again, but Smooth Criminal, Alien Ant Farm, I don't care what you say, this is Alien Ant Farm's best song. It's a fucking fun cover. Caleb, tell me how you feel.
I was mistaken before when I thought that you just had brought more bullshit to the table. I fucking love this song. I love this cover. I love that he actually like just goes for making the funny Michael Jackson noises and singing the high register. The fucking the symbol on the upbeat just it's I really like Alien Ant Farm. I wore this album fucking out when I was a kid. It was one of those secreted arcane things that I hid away under my bed. And yeah, this is tops maybe for me. Like, well done, you have redeemed yourself, but it had to be this to pull you out of that bullshit.
I feel you.
Yeah, so good.
Further.
They made it their own. It's a bop. I personally, just because of my own nostalgia for it, I like it better than the original.
Dude, I'm actually with you there, Caleb. Like this is like the preferred version, if you ask me. Nick, how about you, man? Are you into this Alien Ant Farm jam?
Absolutely, I'm right there with you. I much prefer this to the original, just because it like the music video was shot at a house party and everyone was wearing like bowling shirts and cargo shorts and flip flops. It's one of the fucking funniest like 90s parties I've ever seen. And they're partying like too hard. There's like an X Games theme going on, I think. Even it's some real goofy movie extreme
such
shit.
a stereotype of
It was. This song is so fucking fun. I have so much good nostalgia attached to it. Like, you can't say anything wrong about it. Also, that like that main bass line interpreted as a guitar riff, actually, it's fucking killer. That's really cool as a guitar riff. But overall, this is a real good one. Also, does Alien Ant Farm actually have any other songs? Because I don't think I've heard one.
Dude, this album's good. If you like it, go check it out.
Yeah, I agree. Dusty, how about you, man? Did this one rip for you, or this is one?
Yeah, always. I remember when this first came out. It was back in the TRL days.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I go back to Nick's point about the whole house party thing. That was such a 90s thing where, especially if it were any sort of rock band, they would always make the music video like a party scene, and there's always a fucking half pipe.
Yep.
Like every kid in America had a huge half pipe in their backyard or something like that. It was like, this is not rocket power.
It gave you such false expectations for parties.
And I was like, when am I getting my half pipe? Because I was like super into skateboarding and all that. But
Rex built one.
Yeah, Rex had one.
But getting back to this, no, it's I at the time I didn't realize this was a Michael Jackson song either, so I just thought this was a good catchy rockin' tune. Music video, like if you go back and watch it, I think they steal some things from the Michael Jackson video, like the tiles, the sidewalk lighting up, and like them as a whole band leaning, like doing that lean thing.
That's a good point.
But yeah, no, I like Alien Ant Farm. I remember listening to this album just constantly and skateboarding as a child. And then actually their best song is Movies, and the music video is even better because it's all just like them jumping into the movies, and I think there's a cut scene which it's a Karate Kid scene.
Oh shit.
And then at one point one of them is Edward Scissorhands. But classic. I think they only had one good album, but solid late 90s, early 2000s band.
Fair enough, man. Yeah, I honestly, I think I heard this song before the MJ song, because I never really like.
That was me.
Yeah, like, so yeah, I'm with you there, man. Well, Jameson, how about you, man? Does this song do it for you?
Yeah, I mean, you guys said it pretty well. I would say, as the Michael Jackson apologist of this group, like I like Michael Jackson, but this song is better than his version for sure. And it was just everywhere when it came out, but it never like overstayed its welcome. It was just such a good cover at the time, and the music video is fun. It's a good fucking song. It's iconic of that early 2000s rock. Great pick. It was another one that had to be on this list.
Fuck yeah, I agree. I'm glad it still hits home with everybody. Well, Nick, this gets us to your last track on here, which is a song of a Killers song.
Oh yeah,
by a group called Crazy 88. I said that with a question mark, but there's no question mark at the end of the name.
Yes, that is the name of the band. They're called Crazy 88, all one word spelled out with all the letters. There's no numbers except for the spelled out version of the number 8 as EIGHT, and then that twice.
Okay. I didn't know that's how it's spelled. Thank you.
Oh, I tried to straight face that. Okay. But this is a cover of the Killers song When You Were Young. I thought it would be kind of poetic to finish it up, because we had the Killers covering Dire Straits, and now we've got a modern group covering the Killers, so that's pretty neat. So Crazy 88 is the project of Jared Alonji. We've seen some of his like parody work on here before, like Sunrise Skater Kids or Canadian Softball or whatnot. But he teamed up with a singer named Lauren Babick, and she's just an absolute fucking vocal ripper of a singer. She's got brutal ass screams too. I don't know if she uses them in this song, but she's a great vocalist. And I think they got another guy who's like a pop punk modern guy that I don't know much about. But they're a cool band. This is one of those covers, I think, that just adds just enough of what I like about music into a song that I already liked, to the point where I personally think this Eclipse is the original. Maybe not by legacy, but certainly by talent and production value. Oh, I'm getting some no's.
Well, yeah, you know, it's like I think it's a good cover for sure. Like you're right, dude. Like her vocals are fucking awesome. Like they're quite impressive. Like, and it's just I like the certain aspects of like the kind of like drive that it brings to the song. I don't know. It's just I don't know if it's better than the original. I mean like. I don't know. I think it's a good cover, man. I could listen to this quite a bit, but it's just like do you know if this is like a ongoing project or is this just like sort of?
Yeah, it's sort of on again, off again because they're a super group of like internet musicians.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
But there were plans for them to tour that obviously got nuked when COVID happened. So I'm sure at some point they'll spin that back up. But they do have original music as well. They've got an album called Burning Alive that's really good. It's sort of a love letter to like classic film that the makers enjoyed. Like so, there's references to Lord of the Rings, Fight Club, a bunch of stuff in there.
Well, I'll have to check that shit out, man. Well, Caleb, you were shaking your head earlier. What's your hot take on this song?
Well, it's a really well done cover. Like the production's great. She's a great singer. I've heard her voice before. Nick's right. She rips. The bass tone is superb. It sounds so good. It's not better than The Killers. This song by The Killers is just so it's a classic from when we were young, and it evokes nostalgia not only in the title but in its sonic qualities. This is a great cover. They did it justice. They made it their own too. But yeah, that was my head shake. No, it's not better than The Killers. Yeah, it's really good, but I don't know. Like, especially those first two albums by The Killers were so distinct, and they really just kind of like carved out their own thing. And I don't know. Like, I don't think you can improve upon that. And I'm glad they didn't just rehash it, but it's not better. It's really good, but it's not better. And that's that enunciation Paramore shit. That's my gripe with it. But other than that, super well done.
Well, Dusty, how'd you take in this track?
I enjoyed it. At first I was like, what is this, Paramore or something? And then I was like, well, this is a better version of Paramore. Like, I feel like the more musically talented, and felt like it was mixed way better than Paramore stuff. But yeah, it was good for what it was. The girl's a very talented singer, so we'll give her that. But I prefer the Killers version of it. But yeah, it's not. I don't hate it or anything. It was a nice. If Hayley Williams tried to do this, that's kind of what I got out of it. But yeah.
I did think it was cool that like Nick said, like kind of like a modern band doing a cover of something from like our youth. It's kind of an intriguing thing because like a lot of these, like a lot for me, like when I look at like these covers and you can see them, they're like all from like 2000 to like fucking 80s covers, and so it's kind of, I don't know, it's just an interesting choice to cover if I think about it,
Mm-hmm.
But Jay, sorry, what?
Oh, poetic irony was definitely something I considered choosing that song.
Fair enough. Jameson, how about you, man? Did you like this cover of The Killers?
I did not enjoy this. As I said, I'm a huge Killers fan, and I felt like they were just trying way too hard, and it just didn't resonate with me. I understand and see the talent of the lead singer, and they're great musicians, fine musicians, whatever. It just didn't resonate. I like the source material far too much. I refuse to do karaoke, but if I was to do one, this would probably be my song. So, yeah, I didn't enjoy it. Didn't like it.
They got gavel it?
Yep, give it.
Oh,
Get it out of here. Get it out of his face. Well, I mean, overall, like I said, like I actually really dug this list. I know there was some hate on it overall, but as always, we got to give the corn dogs our tops and bottoms. So, I got mine picked out. If I'll just dive into it real quick, but I mean, it's super easy for me to just jump right to like Holy Diver as my top. We all know that that's fucking incredible. But I wanted to pick something I hadn't checked out yet. And honestly, I think Nick, your pick, the Torn cover by Neck Deep, solid, man, fucking solid. That's definitely I think my top. My bottom is, I gotta be honest, as funny as it was seeing the name Power Man 5000. GTF fucking O, man. But who else has got theirs?
I can go.
Do it.
I'm gonna agree with you, Jared. I think for the top, I'm gonna go with that Torn cover. It's
Fuck yeah.
just fucking good, and it struck a chord with me. Bottom of the list, I'm gonna have to give it to the Children of Scrotum. Oops, I did it again. It's bad.
Fuck you guys.
Caleb, do you have? Oh, Dusty, you got yours?
Yeah, I think the top would be probably Romeo and Juliet, just because I used to love that song so much. Takes me way back to that time.
Fuck yeah.
I think a close second would be a Smooth Criminal. Same reasons there. And I could obviously pick Holy Diver too, but that S&M cover was very good. But the worst is either Space Oddity, Powerman 5000, my own song, or Children of Scrotum. I'll probably go with the Space Oddity because it just ruined a really good song for me.
Oh shit! Like you put your own track at the bottom. That's how bad it is. Curse this song. I'm with you though, dude. I'm with you, Gil. Caleb, do you have yours?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you guys made it tough for me. On the one hand, I have to give an honorable mention to Holy Diver. I know it's my pick, but I'm not going to pick that one. But it is just, in my opinion, objectively the best song on this list, original or cover. All hail. But I'm going to choose for my top, maybe to Jared's surprise, "Smooth Criminal" by Alien Ant Farm. I was like kicking myself that I didn't put it on there, but I'm so glad you did. So good.
Thank you. Justin.
Bottom. Oy, oy, oy. I mean, I could take the easy way out and pick the ska, or I don't know. There's a lot of bullshit on here, man. But honestly, and I know we don't usually do this, but I have to pick one of my own, My Sharona. The number 12 Looks Like You. It is objectively one of the worst songs I've ever heard. And not only that, but it's just hate fucking one of my favorite songs. It's so bad. So bad.
Oh my god, it is. It's fucking awful. Another self. Throwing another track under the bus, man. Nick, how about you though?
Let's see. Of the ones I hadn't heard, the ones I already didn't love, obviously Holy Diver is holy to me. And a lot of these I'd actually heard before because I'm a sucker for a good cover. But one that I hadn't anticipated, I'd never heard of this band before, but Straight Outta Junior High's version of Total Eclipse of the Heart just really worked for me. That one was a lot of fun. That one was a high effort cover. And next, they're gonna have to give it to Melton for, I think, the bottom. That's like not taking the easy way out. I could hate on the number 12 Looks Like You some more, or I could talk shit about fucking. Oh my god, some of these other covers are real bad. But Melton, they got me excited about something that could have been really cool, but I don't know. Maybe I just got my hopes up that I was about to like a Police song.
Impossible.
Yeah, because it's the moment.
It could have been, you know. Maybe this is going to be the thing that gets me to start listening to this bullshit. But no, Melton failed.
Damn it. God damn it. Well, fuck all. You know, like I'm still gonna defend it. I like it, but I respect your opinion. I guess that's fine. But I want to point out, you guys, I would have like ultimately probably landed on all of your like bottoms on this. If like I would have put like the original song, like I switched it out with the Smooth Criminal, but the original track I picked was a acapella cover of the Underdog theme song by a group called the Blanks.
Might as well be chanting.
Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't go that route.
I would have had a positive response to that, and some kind things to say about the actor whose name I forget that plays Ted. He passed away recently.
Yeah. His name is Sam Lloyd. That's
what it is.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a relation to Christopher. But
really?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just actually really fun. But anyway, have we collected everybody? Jameson, did we get yours?
Yep.
Okay, we got everybody. I'm gonna just probably cut myself out sounding dumb. Well, guys, either dumb or stoned, one of those two, I am. And here we are at the end.
It is a holiday, isn't it? A holiday today, I think.
It is. It's a great holiday. I think I have to work all day tomorrow again. Either way, I think we've made it to the end. I promise. I've been promising and teasing that we got some new other guests coming up. I'm working on scheduling them now for you corn dogs. We're gonna get you some juicy new, tastes and opinions on music. You won't have to just hear us, the council, the amazing council. But I want to remind everybody, because the show seems to post good numbers. I want to shout out. Get on fucking Instagram and follow us at Old Heart Radio. Find the goddamn podcasts on YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. And as always, if you want to join in, just fucking send us a message. We'll be glad to host you on a fucking show. No joke. We got nothing better to do.
Broaden our horizons a little bit. Maybe we're falling into loops here. Get us out of the loop.
Are you saying that I have to be mean to strangers?
Everybody has to be mean to strangers.
Yes.
I'm mean to strangers every day of my life.
That's life, bucko.
Well, take it anyway. Like, come at us with a pure modern country playlist, and I'll shit all over it. Or come at us with an amazing playlist. I don't fucking care. Just do it.
Dude,
Dave Coulier, if you're listening, I still want to fight you.
Boom.
Also,
All right.
Peter Piscasio, fuck you.
It's all love, but we'll tear you apart.
Exactly. And on that note, how somebody's got to say it. How are we
Keep
going to
your
end?
stick on the ice.
There it is. Good night. Oh, I can't end it. I got to stop recording first. Sorry.